Welcome to this explainer. If you look into the abyss, well, you might just find the future of artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and national security staring right back at you. Today, we're unpacking some truly mind-bending intelligence notes and scientific reports. Honestly, it reads almost like a sci-fi thriller. We're talking about a massive, covert system operating completely beneath the waves. It's mysterious, it's highly dramatic, and the implications here are, quite frankly, absolutely massive. So let's kick things off with what feels almost like a riddle, right? What exactly links microscopic organisms living in a 10,000-meter oceanic trench, a cutting-edge AI supercomputer, and a hidden network of military mobilization? Well, spoiler alert, it is definitely not a coincidence. What we're looking at is a highly coordinated dual-use pipeline. And by the end of this explainer, you are going to see exactly how all these seemingly unrelated pieces fit together perfectly. Just look at this headline for a moment from South China Morning Post. This is the news behind today's video. Chinese team finds garden-like ecosystem blooming in deepest ocean trenches. Rich community of organisms discovered living on rocks at depths of more than 9 kilometers, feeding on organic debris from the surface. With that said, let's go straight to the intro. The algorithm buries channels that show the truth like mine every single day. The only thing that fights back is you. One like, one subscribe, turn on the bell icon. That's how the truth about China survives on YouTube. Don't let it disappear. Thank you very much. Section 1. The mission and next steps. Alright, our objective today is to map out this hidden pipeline. To do that, we're cracking open a mission dossier pulled straight from the May 2026 intelligence notes. Here's our game plan. First up, we're analyzing the Galaxy vs supercomputer. Then we'll plunge into the frankly bizarre biology of HADL trenches. And finally, we'll uncover the covert management of specialized militia units and the strategic salvage ops they're pulling off. Let's execute these next steps. Section 2. Supercomputing the future. To really understand what's happening in the deep ocean, we actually have to start up on the surface. Specifically, we need to look at a monumental leap in computational power unveiled by researchers from Tsinghua University and the National Supercomputing Center. Now, pay attention to this number, 100 billion. That is huge. China's new AI-powered supercomputing platform called Galaxy vs can query a molecular library of nearly 100 billion synthesizable compounds. It's powered by the next-gen Tianhe supercomputing system. So what does that actually mean? It means virtual drug screening that historically took literally years of painstaking lab work. Yeah, it now happens in mere tens of seconds. It's a total game changer. But you're probably asking yourself, why on earth does an AI supercomputer need the deep ocean? Well, it's because Galaxy vs is being used to translate biological data from extreme environments into actual medical breakthroughs. Think about it. Computational biologists are taking proteins from newly discovered organisms, creatures living in total darkness under crushing pressure, and they're modeling them to fight mutating pathogens and diverse cancers. But to fuel this AI, they need that alien DNA, and to get it, they have to go deep, really deep. Section 3. Ecosystems of the abyss. To track down these novel proteins, researchers are utilizing the Fendo-T, which translates to Striver. It's a manned submersible that has completely shattered records, diving over 10,000 meters down into the Mariana and Kermetic trenches. And down in that pitch-black void, they've stumbled upon what are basically alien ecosystems thriving right on the hard rock walls. I mean, they found rock feathers at a mind-boggling 10,898 meters. They discovered ancient Cretaceous lineages of Bryozoan. And get this, they actually found terrestrial pine pollen grains inside them. That proves these deep-sea creatures are surviving on organic debris that sinks miles and miles down from the ocean's surface. Wild, right? And this brilliantly illustrates the absolute genomic goldmine they've struck down there. Looking at data sourced directly from the EMIRE project, out of over 1,600 sediment samples and 6,000 newly sequenced microbial species, a staggering 89% are completely new to science. Let that sink in, almost 90%. Some of these microbes have evolved to digest complex industrial hydrocarbons under extreme pressure. Others possess unique genes that exist purely for DNA repair in these brutal, high-stress environments. But it doesn't stop at genetics. These deep-sea rock communities are literally forcing us to rewrite our understanding of the global carbon cycle. According to the May 2026 intelligence notes, these hard substrate environments contribute up to 11% of the total eukaryotic biomass carbon in global hadal trenches. They are massive, previously completely overlooked carbon hotspots. But, and here's where things get intense, harvesting this data for science and AI is really only half the story. Section 4. The new Quality Militia. Okay, this is where the narrative shifts into the darker depths of our mystery. We need to impartially look at a concept known as the new Quality Militia. Who are they? Well, they're high-level civilian personnel. We're talking about the exact same scientists, engineers, and submersible crew members making these deep-sea biological discoveries. The catch is, while they maintain their normal civilian day jobs, they receive specialized military training and are directly subject to People's Liberation Army mobilization and tasking. This fusion of civil and military spheres forms an incredibly tight structured network. Local People's Armed Forces Departments, or PAFDs, actually manage these technical units right inside civilian institutions. Let me give you a concrete example. Down in Sanya, the PAFD manages an underwater target detection element located physically inside the Institute of Deep Sea Science and Engineering. Or over in Yunzhuai, they oversee a militia unit within Yunju Tech, which is a private company building autonomous surface vessels. So these leading civilian experts, they are effectively embedded military assets. Section 5. Strategic Salvage Operations. So what exactly happens when you mix world-class civilian deep-sea exploration tech with absolute military mobilization? Well, you get operations run out of hubs like the Deep Sea Science Quick Response Coordination Center. This center is a perfect embodiment of this dual-use reality. On one hand, sure, you have the civilian front, collecting vital bathymetric data, discovering new biology for the Galaxy vs AI. But on the other hand, you have a very clear military objective. They're using that exact same fleet to covertly scoop up foreign technologies lost on the ocean floor and to protect their own sovereign underwater assets. And if you look at the tactical execution of these strategic salvage missions, it looks virtually identical to a standard science mission. First, civilian militia experts in target detection use their advanced sensors to track down undersea objects of military interest. Next, submersibles like the Fendue navigate down to extreme depths, relying entirely on the data gathered by the research fleet. Finally, they use highly advanced dual robotic arms to manipulate and covertly extract that sensitive hardware right off the ocean floor. Section 6. Conclusion and goodbye. We kicked this whole thing off with a riddle, right? About trenches, supercomputers, and the military. Well, what we have uncovered today is a complete, tightly woven, closed-loop pipeline. Up top, you have this unprecedented AI drug discovery happening in mere tens of seconds via Galaxy vs. But that AI is hungry, and it's fed by raw biological data harvested 10,000 meters below the waves. And the very civilian scientists and submersibles pulling that alien DNA from the abyss are seamlessly mobilized by the military to conduct covert strategic salvage of sensitive hardware. It all connects. Supercomputing, extreme biology, and military strategy are fundamentally inextricably linked. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought today, drawn straight from the strategic documentation of this civil-military integration. Their stated goal is, and I quote, leveraging resources in deep-sea exploration to erode the long-standing advantages of other nations in undersea warfare. The line between pure basic science and national security, it doesn't just blur. In the deep ocean, it completely vanishes. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope it sparked your curiosity and left you with plenty to think about. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.